Yeah, but the way Facebook is set up, shit.
Like that.
Anyway,
You can tell.
I just
Well, look at the TV. And I can see that. And if you look at the TV, you can
well.
see us. Alright, so we are live on the camera though. So, welcome to the podcast where the thoughts are raw and uncut. We're unfiltered. So, welcome back everybody. We here. Alright, so I'll start us off. Tab, introductions. Whoever wants to do that.
Freaky.
I was like, he over here vibing to his music in his head.
Freaky Focus. Check me out. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Just dropped some new stuff, so you know what I'm saying. Check me out.
Sammy, Socialite, The Don, you already know.
All of this?
All of it.
Well, I'm simply Shaq. No pun intended.
Alright, so let's
Shout
get
out
the
Shaq's
day.
Closet.
Y'all keep on
Every
putting my stuff
time.
in our
Our Google, has any
Exactly.
traction came to it yet?
No, not really. But
We need people to go to the page.
Yeah,
Go like something. Go suggest something.
it's
Maybe you want to
fun.
see something. No, we're all about promotion here. I'll start us off with some good news before we get started. So, we may be looking, I put it in a group, but just in case, we may be looking at getting some advertising added to episodes. So I've had 2 people hit me up already wanting to have some ad or some type of little commercial slip in the video. Which you know always comes with the stuff that we like to see. So
Hey, so if y'all want to try
That's
ads,
so
then you know, hit us up, and we're gonna make sure we make those lit.
yeah. So, and it could be anything, something that you've already put together, or if it's something that you would like for us to create for you, just let us know. Hit us up. What it is, unfilteredcrew@gmail.com. You can hit us up on any one of our social media sites via the direct message, or just up underneath the comment. We don't care. We unfiltered. Anyway, so let's talk new music. This is what I have on my list. I knew about Chris Brown. I knew about Big Krit. J. Cole and Dreamville Gang? Or Gang?
Earth Gang.
G?
G.
It is.
Gang.
Okay. Alright, I'm sorry.
Gang, gang.
I was like, gang? Okay.
No, Revenge of the Dreamers 3. That was good.
What
So I've
about
only
it?
heard one. I've heard Chris Brown, and I'm definitely vibing with that.
Hold on, you heard all of Chris Brown?
I've heard a big portion of it, but no, I haven't heard all of it.
Let's not go there. It's not that long. It's only 32 songs. Only
That's
32 songs.
That's 2 whole albums. Who has time to sit there
Who
for that long?
said the
And
2
it's
whole
some
albums
bonus
when
tracks.
people-
Nah,
when
it's some
people are
bonus tracks
dropping
because most people albums right now are going
No.
anywhere between
Like
9, 10,
No,
11.
that's
A typical
actually
album.
wrong.
A typical
Well, a lot of
album.
people albums nowadays are 20-something songs.
Name
20-something.
Scorpion, Culture 2.
Scorpion was a double album.
No, it wasn't really a double album. Nobody buys
Side
an
A
album.
and Side B. What are you talking about?
It's all on one album when you stream it.
No, it's not.
It's separately
still-
numbered.
Yeah.
It's separately numbered, but it's still playing when you play Scorpion. Like,
No,
There's a
but
part A and a part B,
yeah,
which
it's
means
a
it's 2
double
different
album.
books.
That means they're telling you that's extreme.
Culture
Come
2 was like 25 songs. Like J. Cole.
I mean, certain
The
artists.
Revenge of the Dreamers was damn near 25 songs. Gucci just dropped over 20 songs on.
He has a reason. Let's not add
Man,
him.
I'm just saying.
He was,
A lot of people are
Gucci.
dropping more.
Yeah, I was just about to say that maybe that is a thing where it's just like, I think we were talking about last episode, the expiration date on music, I mean, it doesn't last long. So it's just like a lot of times people get in the studio, they start to doing music, and it's like the wiring down process isn't as critical as it was before. Like, oh, we have to stick to, 11 songs,
True.
like 13, 14 max. You know, if you had more than like 15 songs on the album, it was just like, what is this person doing?
Right.
But so y'all don't think that there's a such thing as oversaturation? Like you don't think you don't think there's a strategy to it? Like don't force too much of you down my throat.
I'll never get sick of somebody that I like. So if they have fans, like
that,
they can dish out music because
and
their
I
fans
think it makes it easier for them to
a lot
like
of Chris
chart
Brown's fans
stuff
were disappointed in this album.
Who said that?
They were disappointed because I think they were disappointed because of that whole song.
First of all, nobody was disappointed. The nigga had the #1 album on Billboard. Like the nigga has a #9 song on Billboard.
No,
like,
I'm just saying a lot of people was disappointed at the little lyric that had come out, and they were having that debate about how you were saying he like black girls with good hair.
Those weren't fans.
No, not even that.
Those were people that are always
I'm talking about real. No, not even that. I'm talking about real critics. People are saying that, like true Chris Brown fans are saying that from all his other albums, even the last album where everybody was like, there's too many songs, even the last album, they were like, that has good playthrough value, and they were like, this album is too much of a pop album. This album was actually way more hip hop and urban as opposed to what Heartbreak was. Heartbreak had a lot more pop and R&B. This was like urban. Like this was his. This like for the Emerald and Burgundy with Juicy J and Juvenile, dog, like that song's so nasty. And then he worked with Buddha Bless His Beat on Heat with Gunna.
Oh, I like that Heat song though.
He has some fire.
To make a bunch of singles.
Oh my God! Well, that's the game though.
Yes, but that's what I'm just saying.
No, okay,
people make music to see if it's gonna chart. They put so much out there, so it's like the fans can gravitate towards whatever.
Come on, so this is the thing
they
though. So
want to.
for people who want real music, when you're looking for an album, you're not looking for a bunch of singles. You're looking for a complete body of work.
Something that transitioning flows. All the songs have some type of connection to one another.
Thank you.
I mean, I think
that's how I listen to music. I listen to
I can have a personal connection with a 32 song body of work.
There's no story being told. There's no connection anywhere.
But I think
there is a story being told on this album. I just haven't gotten the story yet.
Different colors.
Yeah, a couple of
songs. I think Chris Brown is just at this point where it's just like
it's good music.
I think he's
and so,
it's good quality music, but at the same time, it's just like I don't think people are just like, oh my God, I just have to have this amazing just body of work. I mean, I know we always throw Beyonce out there, but prior to
Beyonce,
whatever. But prior to Lemonade, like. I think conceptually, a lot of her albums were just songs that they were putting together. Like, I think Lemonade was like the first time that it was just like, okay.
A story?
Yeah.
No, you can't say that.
Why
I mean, she had her albums had good quality music. I'm not saying that. But to say that it said a story,
not necessarily a story, but it was cohesive, is what I'm trying to say.
What is your definition of cohesive?
Like you can. I'm not even trying to define it. It's just you can tell.
I'm asking.
Kendrick Lamar's Mad City.
That was a complete story, but that is a rare album.
But now we look at
but if you look at Damn was a good body of work, but it wasn't cohesive the same way.
That's why
it was cohesive.
You were supposed to allegedly you were supposed to listen to it backwards.
No, not even that.
That's
each
what they
song
said.
Took a specific concept, a one word specific concept, and he, you know what I'm saying.
People can say that, but it's very few albums that I can listen to.
It's not going to be a classic, but it will have some classics.
I mean,
he made
once again,
he put out 35 singles in the package.
People like
he put out
Chris Brown has not put out a bad album yet. And that's because I'm a fan and I know this. Like, I fucks with everything he does. Like,
this one's at #1.
I'm not saying it was a bad album. Again, I enjoyed it.
It's the #1 album in the country right now, and partly because of fucking No Guidance with Drake. But that song is dope as fuck.
Alright, so what's next? Because
Big Krit. Shout out to Big Krit because.
Oh, well, before y'all move on, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a
what?
a point. Y'all
A point.
Sway Lee
You need to keep a
did get on
list,
Instagram and he said like if you're a true fan, then there's no way you can say they're putting out too much
music. Exactly. I seen that shit on Twitter.
But I don't know. I feel like
Because then he have an album that has
so
one
so,
track.
did,
as an
so did
artist-
you listen to the whole album? Did you listen to the whole album,
I
Shay?
haven't made
No,
it
I
to the whole
didn't.
album.
Did you listen to the whole album?
I'm not
Child,
done.
I still
I'm
ain't
not
listened
even
to the
done
whole
with
last.
I'm not trying to rush. I'm not trying to rush, but I've heard like
I
I've heard like 27 of the songs, so I'm almost
And
done.
how many of those 27 do you?
I really fuck with 13, like off like the strength. Like I really fuck with like 13 of them hoes.
I started listening to it, and I listened to number 4, 1 through 4. Those
Which
were
was
all
dope
hot. Those
because
were all
one
hot.
of them was the song with her,
And then what was the one with Juicy J was number 5, right?
Emerald / Burgundy.
And I was like, okay, this is a.
And then All I Want Is You with Tyga.
I don't like.
you
I
don't
don't like
like
Tyga.
But that
No, I
song
don't like
is
Tyga.
Tyga
That
and Chris
shit. Then I was
Brown
like, yo,
the
I'm tired of Chris
best
Brown.
song.
That's exactly the point where I was like, yo, I'm
Did you
tired
get-
of Chris Brown.
Did you get down to Sexy? With
I
her
didn't
songs?
even think about it, and then now you pointed it out. It's Tyga on that track.
Yes,
that track,
Tyga.
that track is trash.
Now
All
it's
I want is you, all that I want.
No, but by then, and then
You know that shit hard.
I just kept
I mean,
listening, but I zoned out. Like I was tired of Chris Brown by then.
But that's why I don't. But that's honestly why I'm not about to sit there and listen to 32 songs at one time. Like I
Yeah,
dead ass
break it
like
up
take
in
it in
sections.
pieces.
See which one
And there's nothing wrong with that. Chris, I'm finished. But you know I'm riding hard regardless because I know you got that fire, dog. But now we can talk about this other fire ass
Thank you.
nigga from Mississippi. Shout out, like he stepped out of his producing zone. He actually did not produce majority of the songs on this album. He let other people produce it. So it's a different sound than the hard bass that normally
That's
you get
what
from Krit.
we, yeah, that's what we expect.
That's what he does when he does his own shit. He said that he wanted to give radio a chance because a lot of his fans were saying, Krit, like you so dope, the world deserves to hear you, yada yada yada. So he wanted to be able to branch out. So yeah, it's not as hard as all his other shit, but it's still dope in its own right. Like he has some fire songs on there, but I don't know what he was thinking getting Saweetie. He could have got another one.
Who is that?
A rap girl that dates Quavo.
Speaking of him,
She has a big song right now. My type.
And it's a Freak Elite remix.
Yeah.
He's still in.
I hate that song. That's her.
Yeah, that's my type. Yeah, that's my. But she also had another remix, So Icy.
See? Yeah.
What's
She did the My Neck, My Back remix.
Oh, yeah.
And the song she has a lot of remixes.
She need to get her own fucking
Well,
song.
her and
So she does
Quavo,
covers.
because that was
She does remix.
You talking about on his album?
I think that's on her album.
Oh,
The one
Lord.
where she remixed
She has an
Beyonce. Yes.
She did what?
She remixed Beyonce.
Saweetie.
I think the Crazy in Love beat.
Oh,
I'm not mistaken.
Saweetie. Let me tell you something. Stay out of here.
I mean, they ain't buzzed her yet, so she good. I think they like it.
Okay, so we also didn't really talk about Revenge of the Dreamers 3.
True. We had
So like
That album's
I haven't
fire.
heard that one.
That album is
I'm
fire.
dibbling and dabbling, but I saw the track listing and I was very intrigued because for one, when they were recording these sessions, I was very active in following who was in the studio with these people. It's so many people that didn't even make that cut. And so at the Krit event, I actually got to meet Deontay Hitchcock, who was on the album. He's on like one of the last songs, and he told me that it's gonna be another one that they dropping very soon because it was that much content that they had. So that shit's dope. Like,
What if that was some juice you were supposed to keep?
nah,
We out here.
I mean, he didn't give any details.
he didn't say when.
Yeah, we ain't got no date on it.
But Deontay Hitchcock dropping the album this fall, so y'all be on the lookout for that. He did say he's ready for an album, not a mixtape, so y'all gotta support him.
Yeah.
from Atlanta, so
That's fire. The first track on there, Under the Sun, they got the baby on there. That was a big surprise. Whatever. Because they're both from Charlotte, and they're all from Charlotte, but it's a different sound. So everybody, like, they wanted to hear them together.
the only baby I know is Dominique Jones.
Whatever.
Alright. So,
But what you think about the Wells Fargo song? Every time they robbing on Wells Fargo.
What you talking about? What song is it?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about
On our TV.
I'm not know.
This guy.
I heard there's a couple of songs I heard that was really fire. J. Cole was going bananas all throughout that album.
I heard J.I.D. was going hard.
Yup, he was going in. I can't tell you like which song.
Yeah, because it's hard when it's so much music, right?
I just ride to it. You feel me? And I don't
No, it's
tell you, but I was like,
listening to R&B.
Well, shout out to all the new music. Y'all go support these people.
but back to Sweetie.
We're not gonna talk about Sabi.
Nah, we're not talking about Sweetie, but that leads into what Jermain Dupri said about female rappers.
That's higher.
Huh?
And look, let me tell y'all something. Do y'all does everybody know what JD said?
let everybody know what he said, because I got a few responses to what some people had to say.
Focus, let everybody.
I don't know what he. So I'm gonna get like a little summary. You let me know if this.
You know I will. Shaq could say what's up.
I mean, I saw the clip. He was conducting an interview and basically.
Well, who was the interview with?
I forgot. I think it was
Unimportant.
Yeah.
Not TMZ.
I just know that with this specific highlight, he was basically asked, "Are you excited about any of the female rappers that's out right now? Because it's so many." And he was basically saying no because they're basically rapping all about the same thing. So it doesn't give me an opportunity to like pick any favorites. And he was basically like, they're rapping strippers.
He said basically they all rap about their pussy and they're all like glorifying the stripper lifestyle and scamming niggas and shit.
Y'all ready
Right
for
or
my
wrong?
response on it?
Who cares, JD? Like,
My thoughts exactly.
Obviously, they thought that the audience was going to care because they asked him that question.
We didn't ask you if you care or not. We asked you if you agree. Who cares is a cop out.
I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna say I agree because there's a lot of women out there that's not rapping about that shit. But at the same time, it's like that's why I feel like he said the half truth. Like,
well, can I?
It's not like who? You said there's a lot of females that's not rapping like who?
Like Rhapsody, like
is Rhapsody still rapping?
Yes.
Absolutely, and dropping good music too.
But but it's just not the. It's not.
And one of the rappers that Doja Cat they put I didn't say Doja Cat. I said one of the rappers that Doja Cat put out there. I personally listen to, which is Tierra Whack, and she doesn't.
She don't talk about her.
She doesn't talk about sex at all.
I fuck with Young and May.
She talks about her pussy all the time.
But she's
her dick.
Right.
But she's not. That's not. But she's rapping on some street shit. She's not rapping on some glorifying.
Okay, but so is
she's not referring.
So is the City Girls. They also street shit.
So what's happening is that when we think of trap music, we only refer to the man's standpoint of what trap music is. What we hear when we hear the raunchy music from women and stuff, that would be like our definition of like a version of trap. But what the woman does on her standpoint, so it's okay for a guy to talk about robbing and stealing and all this kind of, and selling drugs to, whoever he's selling drugs to. But when it comes from a female side, where she says, I'm robbing and stealing, but instead of selling drugs, she might be doing drugging of people. Like, either way, it's her story. So y'all got to give us our story and not be so judgmental as to what's going on, because there are women out here who are doing different stuff, and there are men out here who are doing different stuff. Stop.
So you trying to say that most female rappers are rapping about their pussy and the stripper lifestyle and stuff like that because
that's what they know.
Yeah, so that's their struggle. That's what they know.
We can't expect trap music as far as sitting in the trap selling pounds from the female because that's not what females do.
Right, so that's like her version of like what trap. Like I don't know what you would call it, but that's
understand.
like,
I mean, and that's what's also
it goes all the way back to
popular
children.
right now. So it's just like at the end of the
What's
day,
always been popular? Trina, Lil Kim,
but there wasn't
like,
a lot of so many of them at one time. It's just like now anybody thinks that they can. Be a rapper, just like on the dude side of things. Dudes think that they could,
like that.
you know.
Every major rap label had that one chick. They wasn't letting us out. You mean like we probably had plenty of women rappers out here. They just never made it to the big leagues. But each major label,
that's because
and that's
female rappers are not
marketable.
I don't think it's about marketability.
Sexy and sex symbols.
I'm just saying women rappers is not what's up. Like
you gotta understand it's a business.
You can look like that all you want. I'm just saying like that's not
you haven't
selling.
even heard the best. So that's my thing. It's the same way. Like this is like
the best people never sell the most. Her is literally one of the best female singers that is blowing right now, and she's never gonna like Ella Mae's doing numbers over her, and her could sing Ella Mae under the table. Yeah. But it's like just about who's the popularity.
He's one of the best lyricists, but he's not one of the most favorite rappers.
But that's what I'm saying. It just seems like I can understand where JD is coming from because there does seem
he should have sat there and ate his food.
Well, I like that.
No, I mean it did come from a place of ignorance, but it's from what he knows. No, ignorance because you're not aware of other female rappers, but from what he can see, if he's like on social media consistently, he's listening to the radio. He can't pick a favorite because he's not deep into music like that unless I think somebody is bringing it to his attention or if he's working with somebody.
But we hear the same thing from men. Like
okay, but they didn't ask
everybody.
They did not ask him about man's music.
But what I'm saying is, it's like his judgment that he has on women and what all he hears. We can say the same thing about men.
And
that's all we hear. It's the same style of music all the time.
If they asked him who was his favorite male rapper, he may have well said that same answer about the men.
He asked how we felt about what he said. We're giving our thoughts on that.
I'm just saying.
But I'm not making it a man and woman thing. I'm just saying if he had looked at it from that type of a standpoint, it's the same thing. So to call it out like it's like, oh, it's women, they only talk that.
But that's what I say. That like if y'all know, I can always play both sides of an argument and stuff. And I, like I said, can definitely understand where he's coming from because if you're looking at what's in the public eye right now directly, it's these, female rappers that's rapping. Yeah, that's rapping about shaking their ass, busting it open, at some point in time scamming a dude.
Whoa.
And then it's like, even for their look, there's a formula. At first they usually be coming out with they natural color hair. Now it's just then they start with the bright color weaves and it just all ends up bleeding into the same thing to me.
Hey, shout out to Bally Baby.
Now don't get me wrong, I like me some Megan.
Good show.
But
I swear.
We're not even gonna open up the door because remember we just talking about. Let's stick to it.
It's hot girl summer.
Cardi B didn't agree, Trina didn't agree, but
nobody agrees.
When they're rapping about something else or a female rapping with substance, we're not really
listening to her.
Well, Cardi got on her Instagram live and said when she made be careful, y'all didn't like be careful because she wasn't talking about her pussy, and then she was like. She said she named off like the 4 songs on her album where she wasn't talking about her pussy. And she was like, these were good songs too. Okay, yeah, she shouted out some of these, Cash Dolls, Asian Dolls, and Barbie dolls.
But she
Sierra
also
Wax.
made the point that
she talked
we
about
can't ask for that,
Rhapsody
and then when they're doing it,
Wax too.
we're not buying their music and they're not selling, so we're
Exactly.
not listening, and it's not being played on the radio.
And she said she gonna talk about her pussy because her pussy sells.
Exactly.
That's why she had it all out in the press video.
She had more than that out.
Press. I finally like the song now.
Yo, you be full of shit.
No, it just took me a minute.
Alright.
You just be
So
you don't even be
give it to him. I gotta let him
even
that
be like just really listening and giving your honest opinion. You just be hating and then be like, oh, it's trash. I ain't. You don't even really
I
listen
listened to the song and I didn't like it.
Because I look
liked
back
it
at
because
I
of the
look back at the
video.
other episode. You told me that song don't even be playing nowhere.
It wasn't.
And then that day I left the shoot and played on the radio.
Wow.
Talking about?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never heard it on the
We
radio.
talking.
One song. You heard it one time. What's that?
No, and then I heard it in the club like a week later.
And that's the video dropped a week later. And once the video dropped, it started getting played again.
Keyword is again because it was getting in.
I guess on the first day.
Anyway, so we need to move on because I want to talk about something that's
I ain't
cool
doing nothing.
and different,
I gotta go home.
and that's fine. Lil Nas X and him coming out. Old Town Road.
Coming out what? On top? 15 weeks?
He came out.
What he come out of?
He came out
As gay.
as being gay.
What is this? What is coming out as gay mean?
That's okay. So
Does that line mean something else now?
What coming out as
We
being
gonna rise, I can't no more.
Are you gonna
But it wasn't that.
He made us talk
Well,
about
hey,
bareback
the kids
mountain.
are the kids
I
are
mean,
singing.
that's not what that damn movie was called. What was the name?
Throwback.
Bro, back.
He said bareback.
Listen, so the question is, was it necessary and will it affect his career?
Do y'all think it's true?
It's him.
Yeah,
Whatever
he
it, whatever it is.
It was
it's him.
rumored that he was gay before that, like he even blew up. So
It seemed like it just.
Well, what
Seemed like
kind of
they're
clout he was
trolling.
gonna get from trying to troll like that though? Which I did hear
Yeah,
that before he got started, he was nothing but a major troller.
he was he had a Nicki Minaj
He's having a
fan
lot of
account,
fun.
so he's a bard. So that kind of tells you what you need to know.
Well, I think that overall, I think the audience that has given such a negative reaction to it is not the audience that he was really geared towards putting it out there for. Like people our age and older are just like, kind of poking fun of it and saying, oh, well, is that what the song meant? Or, oh, I don't want my kids listening to this anymore, blah, blah, blah. No, he did it for your kids. He did it for the people who put his song on the chart where it is right now, that younger generation. And I think that he put it out there so that they could realize that, hey, it's okay to, be whoever you are. And, just because you're gay doesn't mean that you can't be a big rapper and all that jazz. I don't think he did it.
Rapper.
Well, I'm just saying.
Very questionable. I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. To us, it's laughable, but to the people who are, the kids who are looking up to him, it means a lot.
looking up to, oh my god. These kids
I mean, he's 20, so it's just
and he
like.
has one and a possible good song, maybe
Right.
two.
These kids, it's not that.
Okay.
Okay, but them kids making him money.
I really feel like, I mean, it's great
The kids.
that he's living his best life. I mean, that's what I want everybody to do. Like, be who you're supposed to be who you are. Be who you are, not who they say you're supposed to be. So, I mean, if that's who you want to be, let him be that. At the end of the day, he still need to make some more music. So
serious question. Does this affect his music and music sales in the future?
I mean, it hasn't affected it.
He didn't come out he didn't come out as a gay rapper. He waited till he got a hit song and made his bread, and now he like it could be easy if his mindset is shit. I don't even expect to make no more than this. I got a #1 platinum record, and I'll consider that I'm good for the rest of my life. Because if he's not even thinking about making no more music, he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell him my truth. Do you think if he was thinking, oh man, I want to make more music and sell records, this might not be a good look for me? Like he would have his manager or his publicist in his ear, like if he was considering that as part of his career, wouldn't that be? I don't think.
No, and that's why I said
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal because of the kids feeding into him.
Music, is he gonna make another anything?
I'm just saying his target audience is not the people that's judging him right now. That's what I'm saying. His target audience is kids.
The young people.
And they don't care.
So because
they don't care about their own sexuality. They be all over the place. They be wanting to try everything.
So he's gonna keep making kid bop songs?
I don't think that Old Town Road is a kid bop song.
It's not a rap song.
I mean, it's a popular song. It's considered pop music.
It's a rap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rap country song.
It's a country pop song.
Country rap.
There's no rap.
I mean, with this,
I got the horses in the bag.
That's country as hell.
Not when you rapping it. If you was singing it.
Have you heard a country song?
They don't rap. They be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rap.
I got the horses, and he's
rapping to a cadence when he does
the same thing.
Hey.
So you gonna call Billy Ray Cyrus a rapper on this song?
He was rap.
Okay,
he had a rap verse.
If we were just talking about Lil Nas X's project not too long ago. Yep. He has a mix of music, so to say that
he has a mix of genres.
But okay, so he's just. This goes a kid that's out there.
He's a trans musical or some shit. Let me tell you something.
What we're talking
about. Put a caption under there.
No, but look though. Let's not act like there's not a stigma on homosexuality.
So what do you want us to say that
name a gay rapper.
Young Thug.
He's not openly gay.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You can still be someone that's popular. That's why I said I don't think.
So we're not classifying him. That's my point. We're not classifying him as a rapper because if you title yourself gay and then try to title yourself additionally as a rapper, it's hard for you to rap game to be gay in the rap community.
And be a rapper.
I'm not saying
I was saying gay man because we were just talking about young and
honest about the situation and the climate.
She's pretty openly gay.
Definitely a gay.
It's hard to be. It's
days slow.
There isn't one, and
that's a man.
There isn't one, and it's hard to succeed trying to be a gay rapper.
People still gonna listen to that man stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple rappers who came out as gay and then fell off. McConan.
When did he ever pop on?
Yeah, one song though.
On Tuesday.
I didn't think it's gay. I just thought that's the only music he had. I didn't think, oh, he's gay.
He only dropped like
and
two.
then
if he keeps going, I think people are still gonna support Lil Nas X at the end of the day. If he has that catchy, whatever feel good music.
He has to make a hit, so he has to make a hit record every time.
As every rapper wants to stay relevant.
No, but it's not a rapper. It's not a rap song. He didn't make a rap hit. So I'm gonna keep going back to my point.
So no one's trying to label him as a gay rapper. At the end of the day, he just put out his music and it was what it was. Everybody else tried to label it and say, oh, it's country, or oh, it's this, or oh, it's that.
My point is this: he has no niche, though. He has no area where it's like, how's he gonna do this
he
again? He has to make another pop hit song.
No, he can do whatever he wants to do. There are plenty artists who have crisscrossed into other areas.
Whichever genre.
He doesn't have no stable home. He doesn't have no. He didn't come up in one genre to go back to.
We don't know what his other music was before he got big off this one song. So he probably has something established. What he gave us is probably just what popped off. It was a single.
So that's my question. What is that? If
it's a country rap single.
No, I'm saying you said he probably has a history of a single genre that we don't know of.
Yeah.
And I'm saying whatever that genre is, if it's rap, it's gonna be hard to him to go back to being a rapper now that he has come out as gay.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Because he's not rapping hardcore either. He just out here rapping, having a good time.
He's gonna have to keep trying to.
His coming out announcement was not for
It was just
people
extra. It was just a way to get some more attention and stay in the limelight. I wouldn't be
tell you
surprised if he was to get a couple more followers.
I'm just keeping it a buck. It's gonna be a hard road.
Bruh, if he came out with a hot
it's a hard road. It's a hard road for niggas that's gay, not gay, nigga. It's a hard road for rappers, period. Oh no,
hold on. Let's be clear.
No, you be clear.
It's a hard road for a rapper. But once you have a platinum record, you're supposed to be able to ride. You're supposed to be able to ride that wave through other records.
He is riding it.
He's
he
not.
Just got started.
And he's going home and riding something else. And that's okay.
That's what we're talking about, though. Right?
Okay.
He's supposed to get that platinum diamond record is supposed to translate into more successful records. That's what we're discussing.
Okay, he just got started. He just got
We'll
that.
see what
And it's very well possible. He put out that little EP based off of that music that he already had. Just look at Cardi B.
X is a rapper to us.
How?
Because he raps. On Town Road.
Man, y'all are bugging. No,
Why are you calling it just country though?
I said it's country pop.
Honest, but why he doesn't get credit for rapping?
He's not rapping.
That is rap.
That was the whole. Hold on, wasn't that the whole?
No, the problem wasn't that he had too much rap in him. That it wasn't country.
But that was our issue. Was we were pissed off because why were y'all kicking him off of the country charts because it's a country song?
And that's why it wasn't
because
their issue. I'm not talking about their issue. Why would we fight back?
The issue was because
we thought it was a country song. Why we switching on now?
Because he said it was a country rap song, which means it should have been on both.
This ain't nobody but.
So they said it was a country rap.
First of all, that's a both-faced lie. Look, show me what Lil Nas X said.
That's why I tried to bring up the cost
show me what Lil Nas X said he made a country rap
Cardi
song.
B because people thought that she was a joke.
So
it's a country song.
Because of her being a stripper, because of her being on Love and Hip Hop, because of the way that she acts on social media. Everybody pegged her out to be that. She came out with that one song.
He's never said it's a rap song.
I don't give a fuck what he said, okay? I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, I think he more so puts it in the category of being a country rap song as well, just because if you look at the video too, I mean, it goes from them being in like the Wild Wild West to him being in the middle of the hood on a horse, and they're looking at him like, "Oh, this nigga is in the middle of the horse."
Who that nigga on that now?
He's bringing country to the hood.
So if you bring in country to the hood, then that is country rap music.
No, that does not mean he's rapping.
Okay.
We not about to beat this damn horse.
It's dead.
I like that. It is dead. Alright, so
saying like that, what we doing?
Let's move on. So since we're talking about backlash, let's talk about what is Haley?
What's her name?
Haley Bailey.
Haley Bailey. I just want to make sure that it was supposed to rhyme that way.
I don't know. I think it is.
Either way, one of the twins that Beyonce, not twins, she's not twin, one of the sisters that Beyonce discovered.
Thank you for correcting that, because we don't want the hives in our mentions talking about.
I think it is, because I think it's Chloe and Haley.
No, we know. I'm just saying they're sisters.
They're not twins, they're sisters. One is older than the other. Alright, so let's talk about this backlash of her being the Little Mermaid. So honestly, I don't care. Little Mermaid. Well, my favorite Disney is Lion King. So
child, I'm not even going to see that.
You're not going to see Lion.
You're not going to see Lion King.
Simba.
You have to see because it's like to see how well they. help bring the animated one. Like you just have to see it for comparison.
No, the
purposes.
animated
I'm
movie
about
is
to
a
play
classic.
Trip.
I don't want to pay to go see CGI animals.
Man, this about
Because those are not real animals.
You know.
But today's technology
But I
about to
digress.
look lit.
It looks like it's
Simba.
pretty good though.
I can't wait to hear Beyonce.
She does it just like a Anyways, so you said that you were upset. Why?
He's fake.
I think he's
No,
trolling.
I'm talking about this rampant racism that's way still alive right now. And I'm like the secret chat rooms and all that shit. Like,
Was it a secret?
I thought they were quite funny.
I mean,
Usually I'd be the one jumping right on this bandwagon, but I'm at this point. She got the job.
I don't think it's funny though. I feel like it's 2019. It's the middle of 2019. Like, what the fuck?
It's
People,
lame.
we're still getting shot. We're still all of this, and now like we're still
White
it's
people-
blatantly
white people
we're
love white
making
people.
fun of
It's
us in
entitlement,
public.
but it's entitlement.
I'm like, that's crazy to me.
And I think that's what it is. I think it's entitlement, and people don't realize that the
that
new
shit
history
bugs
is
me.
going to be left because what'll happen is all the
Y'all
old
they're not
Disney
even trying to hide
animated
it,
ones.
huh?
Yeah, but all the other Disney movies are going to go locked up into a vault, and not many people are going to know the originals. But what we are going to start remembering is the Disney created versions now when we're older. Like, that's what our kids are going to remember. They're not going to remember the classics
Well,
like
it's
how we're
up
going
to
to say
you.
it. So they don't
And
want
at the end of the day,
legacy,
it's plenty of white princes that they can be with blonde hair,
Mm-hmm.
and it's other red hair. They can be what's the girl named Meredith from what's the one?
We
Who's
don't
a Meredith?
Meredith. She's the one from. It's not.
Brave.
Yeah, Brave.
Never seen it.
Not one of ours.
She's a red.
Is that Disney or
She's
Pixar?
redheaded.
It's a Disney.
No, it's
movie.
Disney.
That ain't no classical moms. Meanwhile, shout out to her. Shout out to Haley for getting the role because she can actually sing, and
That's
the Little Mermaid got singing in it, and
She has
hey,
to
it is what it is. Like,
Yes.
Man, all these years we've been fighting for equality and all this outrage because we have a role in a movie.
I mean,
Y'all don't understand what's
Well, there's
going
been
on.
plenty of white characters
hear
who we've
you,
given hell
but
to for being
we still
ethnic
not
people in
equal.
movies.
We still not equal.
We get onto them when they play
We
our
Y'all
all
mad at a movie role because she's black.
we know this. They were mad at Princess and the Frog.
Yo, but y'all.
But even
man,
getting
come
a
on.
black one.
But the
No, I
the
think black
amount
people
of
were mad at it too,
backlash.
which I think I was too.
Why? Because she's from the Bayou?
No,
because she
because-
kissed the white prince.
Well, no.
Oh, because she spent half the movie as a frog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fucking story.
I mean, I get it, but then at the same time, it was like, dang, we ready to
What about the
to be a
Swan movie?
princess.
Doesn't in the Swan movie the lady spend a lot of time as a swan and then she becomes
Swan
a princess?
princess?
Yeah.
Yo, it wasn't this
Southern
much
California.
backlash when Moesha did Cinderella.
Well, that wasn't
Who
a
said
Disney
that?
movie.
That wasn't Disney. No,
That wasn't a.
That was-
That was
that
a.
was
Rogers
Roger and
didn't have a
Hammerstein.
say in the
That
production.
was a remake. But
But
none
even
of that
still-
movie, made
They
sense
said
because the
Asian
prince was
woman
Asian
and
would be as a mama and a white daddy. Like that, none of it
They
made
kind of just
sense.
messed that whole thing. Yeah,
ethnically.
yeah. I think he just gave everybody a shot.
Cinderella. Yo, that movie was funny. Annalise, I can never get her name, but the big chick from Baps and Cinderella and the Eve show is funny.
Oh.
Everybody like Natalie De La Isla or something like that. I don't know.
I know you're talking about.
She funny, bro.
Damn.
Go
No,
Ariel.
it's just a lot of ignorance.
Right.
That's all.
I mean, they gonna be mad at that. Hell, we be mad when we be mad when we can't get no black superheroes.
And I felt like it was. I saw something that was an interesting perspective. Somebody, they always say there has to be a bitter black person about something. But somebody put an interesting perspective on it, saying that they feel like while they are happy for Haley and this opportunity, they just felt like Disney was being lazy because instead of them going back to the lab and creating a brand new black princess, they just decided to go ahead and please the black audience by casting a black woman as a lead in one of their prior films.
I mean, they just gave us the first black princess like Literally
What
What do
less
you
than
mean?
5 years
What do you
ago.
mean? Just they just always making new movies all the time.
No, but I'm saying that they just did the princess shit. Disney is not coming out with original content like that on the fairy tale side of things. Like, but this is what I wanted to say. Shout out to Disney for sticking to one of their own because, as you know, she's on Grownish, which is on Freeform, which is a Disney network. Therefore, shout out to them for staying in-house and finding somebody that they already work with and they know that's quality, that can do the job, and gave her the role. Like, shout out to them for being loyal to her.
Because people kept saying Zendaya, but I was like, Zendaya can't sing like that.
Or like the Beyonce Twitter people say, they say when Beyonce signed on Lion King, she gave them a contract saying, okay, so this is what I need. We need her to be this. And so be watching out if Chloe get a role or something too, cause child.
Honey,
All I know
Put
is
them on, B.
Sebastian the Crab better still be Jamaican.
Why don't you come out with a British
Are you
accent?
want to audition for it?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought it's all done.
Nah.
Obviously, they ain't
I'm
gonna
still
be
trying
able
They just announced that she just got the
Yeah, they trying to figure out who gonna be Ursula.
What they doing? They filming down
rumor
here?
is it's gonna be
Are they filming down here?
what's that big girl name? Melissa McCarthy. Yeah,
Are they filming down here?
filming what down here? You mean
That's
the-
my only thing about the
which
movie
CGI
too. 'Cause
studio are they
Shouldn't she
filming
be,
in?
they be the same race?
No, Ursula wasn't a race.
I mean, she was
If we're going there,
I mean, she was a sea monster.
and she looked like a white bitch with the saggy ass makeup.
She looked like one of the Gross sisters. She looked like an ashy black woman.
That's not what an ashy black woman looks like, and I am appalled. I am appalled that you
I said
would
she
make.
looked like the
You
Gross
should have kept it at. You
sisters.
should have kept it at that.
I'm really just interested in how they're
Ashy
going
black
to make the movie look in general. Because I would say Little Mermaid is one of my favorite Disney movies,
Yeah.
and I
Lion King
just
is mine.
huh.
I said Lion King is
They're going to be doing a lot of the same things that Aquaman did.
I see. I didn't
don't like-
didn't watch
I don't
that.
like how Aquaman is set up. It's too animated. Like you
Well,
can
it
see,
has,
like,
but it has to be because it's.
Cause that's
I just feel like
water.
Well, I'm
But
gonna have to
if
go back
you,
and
but
look
wait,
at it.
if we like, I know it's been forever since you probably seen it, but if you go back and look at the Little Mermaid, that shit looked badly animated under the
Yeah,
water.
it is. It
Yeah,
is,
like
'cause
when
it's
Ariel
old.
was
It's very
swimming,
old.
like it was like it just looked like it looked trashy. So
Yeah.
wow.
they could do better.
But the thing of it is, that's what I'm interested to see how they're going to do CGI for a good amount of the movie underwater. Like it's just gonna be.
Ariel
Okay, but
staying in the
remember
townhouse.
the whole story's
in
not under the
Brooklyn.
water.
I know it's not,
Because-
but it's not a lot.
Most
That's
of the
a.
movie though.
No, it's
It
not.
is. It's like half and half.
Cause don't she give up her
She does
voice
a
to
lot
be
of
able
land
to
stuff,
walk,
yeah.
right?
And they show a lot of stuff up top too.
Oh, I can't wait to see her. Oh, shout out to you, girl.
Who's
you better
gonna be
do
her
it.
daddy? That's
Child,
a big girl too.
They keep trying to push Terry Crews for it, and I'm not here
Cause he
for it.
muscular.
Then I seen Dwayne, cause you know
Dwayne
Disney
who?
loved The Rock.
Oh.
I don't want to see that either.
But you
I want to
could-
see somebody original.
I can see them putting him in there.
Somebody original, nah, it's definitely gonna be a big name.
They need it.
They don't need it, but the White Prince is probably gonna be somebody.
Idris is going hard.
He don't
Idris is
fit.
having a good run.
But he could
could.
be, if you make him look old and he actually
He
could
could
be
do the
good.
whole.
On more like one last Disney tidbit. Fuck Disney. Oh, sorry. Ooh, child. They gonna sue me. Anyway, look. I don't know what that Milan trailer was, but honey, these white people over here talking about some damn Little Mermaid. Y'all need to go check on Milan because that shit look hurt.
What's wrong with it?
They said that.
Child, it looked like she a girl the whole movie.
Oh wow, she
Well,
definitely
no.
never played
I
up.
think that what ended up happening is it looks like they're
Go ahead.
scrapping, based off of what I've read a lot of, they're scrapping like the songs and like the the Mushu character, so like the character that Eddie Murphy played, the dragon, that he's not gonna be in the movie.
She's gonna have it's gonna be a phoenix.
Yeah, it's gonna be like more of a traditionally
Asian story or something?
yeah.
And that's some bullshit.
Like politically correct because basically I think that they said
No, they said
they said
and
that
they specifically
So
said
that's
that
why
wasn't
they have
on
to take the music away because it's probably not attached so much to the original. They just kind of create.
and they said that it tanked in Asia, like when because they
tested it.
yeah, well when that movie first came out, it did. Yeah, I think that they're trying to stick more so to the like again being politically
But
correct.
okay, so it's just crazy to me because I'm sorry to the Asian people that was offended by Mulan. They didn't like it. Mulan was one of Disney's best movies musically, like cohesively, the storyline, the flow, the balance between comedy and seriousness.
Yeah, that's like
and
that.
the
It
music,
was
like the music was
a tearjerker.
like big. Like you gonna tell me?
And I think they said that
Be a man, not in the movie.
Shane or whatever
Shane, yeah.
the guy
Her
he's not gonna be a character in the story either. Which is crazy to me because that was one of the bigger like
low key elements of the movie.
Like that was
she had a crush on him, and he started having a crush on him.
And essentially, she ended up picking her own husband because in the beginning it was just like, oh well, we're going to arrange a marriage for you and all of this stuff, and then it's like, oh well, you know, rebelled, and then you went out to the war, and then you essentially ended up finding your own man.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, we don't 100% know what the story's gonna be because it wasn't much talking. It was just like the beginning. Oh, you are going to be a wife, Mulan. Oh, honor thy family. And it was like, it started off how it would look like it was supposed to start off. And then that shit just looked left. It was the phoenix flying and across the damn screen. And then she, like, her hair was like down here while she was with soldiers. So I'm really trying to figure out, like, what's going
I thought she
on.
wore her hair in a braid though.
Yeah, Asian soldiers had long hair.
Well, they had their hair tied up. In the movie,
her hair was
But that was
pulled
in the
back.
movie. We don't
yeah, that's
know
what I'm saying.
if
Well,
real
but
life.
no, even Shane's hair was pulled back in the little bun.
But that bun with the
That's what the alleged. Well, you think that was the part
That's
that
what I
offended them?
said.
Child, I could
like
never.
Disney just took our culture and made their own shit with it.
Well,
we probably blended
Mulan,
and mixed and
top
stuff.
notch.
It's easier to do a
Ooh,
bun on.
they
her
gonna
than
be
have to
big
explain
mad
it
when
away.
they make Pocahontas. Now I don't know why. Pocahontas one of the damn easiest ones they could have made. Like all they needed some CGI for the willow, and ooh, the colors of the wind would have been so fire. Hey, please.
They could have probably been there Pocahontas, but they don't want to do it because they don't want to bring back all of that. Them coming over to America and wrecking shit. And
I have two things to say. I think one is a joke and then one is serious. But the first thing is Priyanka Chopra as Pocahontas is gonna piss so many people off because the bitch from Quantico, Alex Parrish,
Oh my
bro,
goodness,
is gonna piss people off because she's not the Native American Indian, but she's the other type of Indian. But either way, guess what? Pocahontas is gonna be real scary when y'all see what Pocahontas. No, I'm just talking shit.
Just saying.
But it's gonna be real funny when you see that Pocahontas was actually a fucking fat white bitch. Like that's how they drew her. Like the character that was in Disney, that's not what Pocahontas looked like. Like Pocahontas looked a lot more like Melissa McCartney. Like
Really?
yeah, but she was an Indian, so they say. So Disney, what's up, bruh?
Yeah.
Like
They probably keeping that one in the vault. They ain't gonna
touch this.
They ain't gonna poke that bill.
Alright.
that's
So
it. Show over.
we're talking. Yeah. No, we have one more thing.
A game?
So. Okay. We can do that, and we can save this topic.
Is it a serious topic?
It is, and I feel like it's going to carry on, and we have been giving people some good stuff for today. So, yes, let's end off on the game. So, what you got for us?
Oh, shit.
He like wanted something about it.
You the game master.
So, let's go back to, oh, well, we actually can bring it back. All right, so.
I got a quick question for y'all. Y'all want to talk about something I saw on Instagram? I mean, not Instagram, Facebook.
Go for it.
Just to wrap it up. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I remember. All right, so like you know them shows where they set up the stings, right? On like pedophiles.
What's that guy's name? I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So just all right. That's just so if they if a dude is talking to a chick like online or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the chick tells him that she's 22 or of age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go meet up. And she like, you know, she maybe have like a young, she may look young, like a young face or whatever. Find out she's like 16 or 17 or 18 when she's the one like, is he wrong for that? Like, should he have known? Like, what y'all think? Like, should he have known even though she lied?
Allegedly, that's why you're supposed to ask for ID when you meet up.
But does that really
What you said beforehand until you talking?
That's, hey, niggas better start doing it.
Isn't that like a turn off? Wouldn't you be turned off if a nigga asked you for your ID?
Well, I think that in this culture it's a little different. I don't think that it's necessary to ask for ID. I think what a lot of people do nowadays is they ask to follow you on social media. So it's very easy to go on someone's social media because a lot of times kids be posting about kid stuff. They all do the same dumb stuff on their social media.
A lot of these girls be looking wrong.
They do, but at the end of the day,
full accounts.
Well, it's not the girls these days.
That's the account she gonna give you.
The girls our days are fast selling.
Yeah, girls are fast selling all of them. A
You
lot
have to
of these
follow.
things just happen
You have to
to
follow
fast
social media. She gonna give you the account she on her being fast.
She look 25 on social media.
But it's
with the right filter.
Shit.
Well, not even filter. A lot of girls are able to put makeup on,
25
lashes, hair. They buy clothes like.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The content of stuff that they're posting is just.
But what we're saying is that if she's pretending to be 22 already, then she has a 22-year-old page. She doesn't have a 15-year-old page.
Right.
She got her 15-year-old page that her mama know about, but that 22-year-old page got everything graphic. You know how you be like, oh, I hope my mama don't follow me on this account. She on there thought chest out like it's her house. Like, you know she doing different stuff on that 22-year-old page. But what I would say in the situation is once you find out the real age, you're definitely wrong if you continue forward. But if you don't know, it's hard. Like you said, if you're not asking for that ID, I mean, if you don't know, you don't know.
Nobody asks for ID.
Man, shit.
Maybe I invite you out someplace where you can drink and you got to show ID. Like if you can't come and stuff.
It's only
age appropriate.
Where it's light outside.
At the bar.
It's age appropriate, I think. Like if I expect you to be over the age of 18, then I need to see you get into this over the age of 18 place. Because if that ID can get you in there, then you straight. Some people, if you can fake it out that far, then hey, I'm just,
It's a shame, R. Kelly.
Yeah, just hearing he got into some more trouble.
Did he just get arrested again?
Hey,
it's on new charges.
These are the real charges. These are the government, the felony charges, the shit that they going after Ghost on Power for. Like this is that real shit. August 25th.
August?
Ooh, I'm ready.
Sunday, August 25th.
Yes, there's something else this week or not.
Football. The fuck?
Cool yourself.
No. Shout out to Saquon Barkley because he's amazing and
what did he do?
He won Breakthrough Athlete at the ESPYs. Shout out to Saquon.
I didn't know you were Saquon, but shout out to you.
My NCM every Monday.
Alright, so let us.
Oh Lord.
Let us leave people something positive so we can get up out of here.
Something positive.
That'd be good.
That's not a pregnancy
Go
test.
support Little Mermaid when it comes out.
Damn, that shit ain't coming out like 2022.
No, it might. They might make it fast.
Well,
We'll see.
Oh, I'm mad as hell. We ain't. No, man, go ahead.
No, that was my name.
go ahead.
I'm mad we ain't talking about Spider-Man.
Cause no one saw it. That's you.
Y'all tripping.
Which,
The
we
next,
not gonna get
Spider-Man Far From
the
Home.
next installment in Marvel after Endgame.
Okay,
nobody saw it.
I'm still healing from Endgame. Okay, so
I thought that would have been a way to heal it to find out what happened next.
I'm gonna get there.
You're fake. Watch out.
Wow.
We'll talk next week.
That was your what grinds your gears?
Are we gonna talk about this next week?
I'm not talking about anything. You gonna pay for me to go to the movies?
You might as well bootleg it at this point.
Oh, yeah, you see how you sidestepped that question? Damn, broke boys. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, bro.
No, I'm about
You just gonna go in on me,
So
huh?
grind your
Not
gears.
even.
My positive,
Positive.
my positive is,
We're gonna add that segment with grind your gears.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that, but you know,
That's you out there.
just keep grinding out here, you know. Shout out to the hot boys, city boys. We taking over this summer. So,
Wasn't there so much talk about all these girls out here being city girls? And
I already
So if you haven't been paying attention to
y'all
social
been
media,
hot
I'm
boys.
sorry, I'm just sorry, but
I'm
when
not
we
even-
did the
I'm
City
not
Girl
part of it.
episode, I was definitely Team City Boy.
yeah. So first of all, I'm not part of it, but I'm cheering from the sideline. Like, shout out to the fellas. We out here putting
Y'all
on.
It's Young
Already
Sammy and I
been
came
out
in with my
there.
sack up.
I'm
Y'all
just
already
rooting from
been
the
out here in these
sideline.
streets.
Yo, woo, woo.
Y'all can't let
Megan,
women do
do your
nothing.
thing.
Megan, get your girls
Y'all are
together, Megan,
losing.
because they are
Y'all are
not
losing. Look at the
doing their
gram.
thing.
We up this summer.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy School Trouble.
I was watching Trouble videos this morning. That nigga is a goofy ass nigga.
Man, when he popped off the shit winter
Positivity,
challenge.
my friend.
Shout out to
I'm not
cucumbers.
gonna lie, but
We
y'all
go
the
get
kids
healthy
all
and eat
now.
salads. Shout out to cucumbers. That's my positivity.
Oh, not the cucumbers.
Child, we're not even finna get on that. Child.
Next.
So, did you get a chance to go?
Yeah, I said mine.
Okay. Well,
Don't
everybody
worry.
just, have a good week.